With Doubtnut, get instant video solutions to all your maths, physics, chemistry, and biology doubts. Just click the image of the question, crop the question, and get instant video solution. Download Doubtnut app today.
Here we have been asked to differentiate between a flying lizard and a bird with the help of diagrams. Now, we all know that our animal kingdom is a very large, highly diversified group in our living world, and that is why we have further divided these animals into many categories. We've classified them into many groups, and under this we again have a very diversified group called vertebrates, under which we place many different classes. All of the animals like fishes, apart from this amphibians, then we have reptiles, and finally birds and mammals. All these groups we are going to place under the category of vertebrates, and the two animals that have been given to us over here in the question, both of them also belong to vertebrates. The flying lizard is a reptile, whereas bird is clearly going to belong in vertebrates also under a class called aves. So even though both are vertebrates, we can differentiate between them. We can find many dissimilarities because even under vertebrates, both are belonging to different classes. For reptiles, we have a class called Reptilia, and for birds, the class name is Aves. Now, if we want to distinguish between both of them, first difference that comes to mind is that in the case of reptiles, we'll always find cold-blooded animals. That is, reptiles are not able to maintain homeostasis. They are not able to maintain a constant body temperature, and their body temperature is going to change with the ambient temperature, that is the temperature in the surroundings. Whereas birds and mammals, both of these groups in the vertebrates, are examples of warm-blooded animals, which means that even if the environmental temperature keeps changing, they are equipped with the ability to keep a constant body temperature. So the first point of difference is, because flying lizard is reptile, it's going to be cold-blooded. Because birds are warm-blooded, this becomes a point of difference between both of them. The second thing that we are going to see is, in the case of reptiles and even this flying lizard, we are going to see that either their skin is going to be dry and cornified, or we are going to see that their skin is covered in scales. Whereas in the case of birds, what we are going to see, that their skin is covered with feathers. Also, the main point of difference here is, even though this is a flying lizard, it is a reptile, and reptiles are not capable of showing true flight. They cannot remain airborne for long periods of time like birds can. So true flight will not be found in reptiles. They are merely gliding using some adaptations that they have made for this purpose. Whereas in birds, we are going to see that they can show true flight. They can travel real long distances and remain airborne for a long time. So flying lizard will not have true flight because it's a reptile, and birds are going to show. After this, we can also compare their heart. In reptiles, we are going to find 3-chambered heart, except for crocodile. All of the reptiles are going to have 3-chambered heart. Only crocodile has 4-chambered. And over here in birds and mammals, we are going to see the 4-chambered heart, 2 auricles and 2 ventricles. And also, the main characteristic feature in birds we are going to see is that their forelimbs have been modified into structures called wings, again for flight. So in these diagrams also, we can see all the dissimilarities that we have been talking about. Obviously, we cannot see what kind of chambers they have in their heart, or whether they are cold-blooded or warm-blooded, but we can see that the body of the bird is covered in feathers, whereas in the case of the reptile, in the case of the flying lizard, the skin is scaly and dry. And again, we can see how the forelimbs have been modified into wings, and for walking or holding on to any surface, only the hind limbs are there, whereas in the case of the reptile, we can see that forelimbs and hind limbs both are present. So these are the main points of differences between a flying lizard and a bird, or we can say between reptiles and birds.
for class 6 to 12, IIT JEE and NEET level. Trusted by more than 5 crore students. Download Doubtnut App today.